Hey, friend, as you're bouncing today, I want to have a conversation with you about cleaning up the clutter that overtakes you, that can cause you to have distress and delays. And if you are somebody who has a mind that can be easily distracted, so maybe you have ADHD or you don't even know that you have ADHD, like me, like this is a new discovery for me at age 45. It can also just be that the clutter, which could be things being left out by other people that you live with. It can be stuff that you have created a mess of. It can just be stuff that just lingers. I moved last fall. It was only about a month ago that I finally unpacked this particular box that just sat in the corner of my office. The rest of my office was put together, but this one box that did not have a lid on it, so it was just like overflowing pile of mess, and different things had even been added to this pile. It just sat there staring at me every single day. When I looked at it, I was like, oh no, I don't have time for this. Oh no, I can't handle this. Oh no, 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 no. It was always that I would say no for one reason or another, but it was never that I had the desire to take care of it. Then I gave something to my mother that was in a whole other room. And that thing needed to be plugged in. And so I needed to find the plug because for whatever reason, it wasn't with that particular device. And so she kept asking me about, did I find the plug? Did I find the plug? And it's really easy for her to have found a plug or anything because her house is so tidy, very organized. She has all the lids to her Tupperware containers and all the socks always match. That is not the way that I function. Even though I grew up that way, my brain just doesn't operate like that. And I have maybe one lid to my Tupperware containers. And so when I had to go looking for this plug, I was like, okay, it might be in that box because I had checked all these other spaces, which, by the way, was over a multiple days going to look for this. I cannot look for things for long. It distresses me. My once again, this is me learning that I have ADHD at this stage in my life, and it is like so profound to me. So, but staying on topic, I went to look for this device and I said, okay, maybe it's in that box. And in order to get into that box, I'm going to have to go through this. And then I decided when I was going to tackle this project. And I made sure that nobody else was home in case this agitated me. I didn't want to be snapping at other people in case I needed to, just pour everything out. I didn't need distractions. I needed to know that I could go in, diving into the deep end of the pool, go in, get it done, conquer this project. Well, friend, it turns out that the majority of the stuff that was in the box were books. And so by the time I made it to that level of that, I mean, we're talking one of those big, giant plastic storage containers. Okay. So I keep saying box, but it was a big plastic storage container and then overflowing with stuff all around it on the floor. I was able to just throw out stuff. I was able to clean up and organize. I was able to take out the majority of this box, which was books, and put it into my bookshelf because I already had that all set up and organized. And I thankfully had an upper level shelf that like fit all these books perfectly. And so all of a sudden, there were just a couple of things that I had to like, okay, where does this go? And do I keep it? Do I let it go? Um, and it was done. Like this thing that had sat for 10 months and caused clutter and caused distraction and was just also a major eyesore that I particularly just tried to avoid looking at. But anybody who came into my house walks past my office because my office is in the front of the house and it doesn't have a door. It's like an open office space. And, I'm okay with that. I thought it was going to be a problem, but it turns out, when I'm working is when people aren't in the house. So it turns out to be okay. But that eyesore was always there. And I share all of this because in cleaning up this clutter, it it did something for me. It was like healing. It was like a balm. It was I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe you've been in this situation, you can relate to this. However, I did not find the plug. And it has been well over a month since I dropped that device off at my mom's house. And I still do not have the plug. And I just am like refusing to order a new one because I'm like, oh, I just know it's got to be in this house somewhere. And there are just things that just stuff like that just gets to me. And other people don't understand because they are so organized and they know where everything goes and things stay in a certain spot. But I'm also a mother to three active children. Like they take things out of the drawer and then go do something and don't bring it back. And things get all over the place and things get scattered. So it's not just me. Like I have a pair of scissors. Actually, I started with three pairs of scissors that live in the dedicated junk drawer in the kitchen. Like this is one drawer that is your dump all drawer where all the little supplies and resources go. It's where we keep the boo boo sauce. It's where we keep random pens and pencils and other things that we're going to need, including scissors. And I put three scissors in this drawer when we moved here. Guess how many pairs of scissors I have today? Like on a good day, you might be able to find two. I don't know where that third pair has ever gone. I've never seen them again. But like we rotate between, is there one pair? Is there two pair? Or are there zero pairs? And so it's stuff like this that creates extra stress in my brain and it complicates things. And you see that I work outside most of the time, and I need the ease and assistance of making the mini trampoline so easy to move around, like I've done in this particular video, or it's easy to bring it back inside and then take it back out, like and be able to move things around. But it's like I have had to stress over and over, this is mine. You do not jump on the trampoline without permission. And we don't touch it. We don't put stuff on it. It's not for, collecting clutter. It's not any of those things. This is for me. And I take this seriously. I have a YouTube channel about this. Like, don't touch my stuff. And it's like I've had to be so strict and create those boundaries because otherwise people would be touching it and people would be just dumping things on it or setting stuff on it. And maybe your rebounder right now is going unused and it is sitting off in the corner in your house and it is just holding clutter and collecting things. In which case, I encourage you to have that cleansing period so that you can get it back out. You can put it front and center and you can start to use it. It's so much fun and it's going to make you feel good. So there's my there's my promotion for rebounding. However, it's like think about the things that are just sitting there that do collect the clutter, that do cause issues. Could you just get rid of it? Could you just let it go? Now, taking the same conversation, we've talked only about physical clutter, but let's pause for just one moment and also address the digital clutter. Because one thing I did last week that was so therapeutic, and it took me about 5 minutes, I thought it was going to be much longer than that, was to clean up my desktop on my computer. I have the kind of desktop that had so many saved items just saved to my desktop. And by the way, you want to know the kind of things I save to my desktop? It's all those random little things that I'm like, oh, I need to just capture this screenshot. I just need to save this picture. I need this. And I can't think of where to put it in the moment, or it doesn't have a direct place because it's just something that caught my eye or something random. And so I put it on my desktop. Well, after many, many months, my desktop, you couldn't even see it anymore. It was entirely full of every single icon. And then it had started to stockpile all these extras up in the corner. So it was just like all this clutter. And I had to go through and I couldn't just delete it. Like that just drove my mind crazy. I was like, no, there's probably something I need desperately in here. Most of it, I would say, got thrown in the garbage after I did open them up, look at them, see what I had saved. Some things like surprised me. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, and I never did anything with it. Oh, or I need this. And I actually did save it and allocate it to a spot. But most stuff, I was like, oh, done, already used that. It's over. I can just throw this away because I would forget to go back and clean up my desktop in the moment. And so all this just built up and became such clutter. Write me a comment and tell me congratulations. I also cleaned out my downloads folder. Like that was a massive undertaking. So all of that to say, I do feel better with the things that I have cleaned up. It is not a completely clean and organized house that I live in because let's be frank, I live here. I'm just going to tell you, we live here. This is a house in use. This is not a house to come photograph. And I set designated spaces where I am going to create videos or where I am going to photograph. so that I don't have to get stressed out about trying to clean up everything. And that's one of the things that has been such a blessing coming to this new house, is that I have the extra space, that I can dedicate spaces to say, this is the clean and tidy zone, and we don't make messes here. Because if it's not there for a reason, if it's not purposeful, if it's not adding value to your life, then it falls under that category of clutter. It is a mess. It's out of order. It's not where it's supposed to be. Whatever the situation is that is causing you added stress, do your best. Do your best. And we are a judgment free zone. So I'm not telling you like, oh, go get this done immediately, because I know how hard it can be just to even get to the place where you're willing and ready to make time and make space in your mind to be able to handle this. So, with all that, friend, go in peace. Go in peace. Enjoy your day, and happy bouncing.